No offense to the self-help gurus, but I'm going to call a bit of BS when it comes to goal setting right before the new year. And if you stick with me until the end, I'll share a simple way to make 2026 more joyful, more peaceful, and more meaningful. So here we are again, heading into another year where many of us have been trained to set goals or New Year's resolutions, expectations we place on ourselves about who we should become. But here's the question. How many times have we set these resolutions only to abandon them a few weeks or a few months in? And that brings me to the real question behind this video. Kindness. Where did it go? What if instead of another list of things to do, things to accomplish, we made a commitment to something different? A commitment to developing a kinder, more gentle relationship with ourselves. And honestly, it doesn't require much. It begins by noticing when you're being hard on yourself. By the way, my name is Judd, where we dig into what makes us human, gaining deeper insight into being more of who we truly are. Not becoming more successful, but becoming more ourselves. That kinder, more thoughtful version of you. You know the one. The part you catch glimpses of from time to time. You've seen it, haven't you? That quiet, wise, almost sacred part of yourself, that inner voice that surprises you sometimes. Call it what you will. God, Spirit, Buddha, the great mystery. We've all had moments where something spoke through us and we wondered, where did that come from? Now, back to goal setting. Here's where I realized I kept coming up short. I was setting goals to acquire things. More toys, more vacations, a bigger income, and eventually I had to ask myself, for what? Were these goals filling my heart, or were they distracting me from what was missing? And as I got older, I asked myself a deeper question. Is this really what lights me up? Is this what fuels that quiet flame in me? That quiet flame in all of us? Because here's something that I noticed. When you help someone with no expectation of getting anything in return, that flame grows brighter. You feel warmer inside. You walk with a little more purpose, a little more ease, a little bit of more of a hitch in your giddy up. You move through the day knowing you brought someone a bit of joy, a bit of light. Now, I'm not religious and I'm not here to preach, but my mom did used to say, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. And she wasn't wrong. And in a world of what feels more divided by the day, that message really matters. Call it Christian, call it Buddhist, call it whatever you want. Call it human. Treat others the way you want to be treated, with compassion, with dignity, with love. And as the Buddha said, when we help our neighbor's boat to the other shore, we help our own over there too. And it starts closer than we think. It starts with how we treat ourselves. And it starts with how we treat others too. By recognizing when we're being harsh, by softening instead of attacking. Because when we become kinder with ourselves, we create space. Space for clarity, space for calm, space for something greater to move through us. For me, fear used to block that space. And it wasn't until I began practicing a little more self-love that I felt this sense of calm settling in. And those quiet inner messages started to become easier to hear. So I'll leave you with this question. Does the idea of becoming more of who you truly are scare you? Or does it quietly call you forward? I genuinely love to hear where you are on your journey. And finally, here's something simple you could take into 2026 and make it more meaningful. Whenever you notice yourself being harsh on yourself, pause and breathe. These come from the Buddha's 16 consciousness breath practices. The fifth and sixth were the most powerful ones for me. The fifth breath, breathing in, I feel joyful. Breathing out, I feel joyful. The sixth breath, breathing in, I feel happy. Breathing out, I feel happy. And you can do these anytime you want. When you wake up first thing in the morning, if you're having a stressful day, if you're in a meeting that's not quite going well, nobody has to know that you're breathing, because we all breathe, and most of us are so unaware that we're even breathing that it's a good way to bring consciousness back into your life and get in touch with that part of yourself. It may sound too simple, even strange if you don't meditate, but following your breath, feeling the rise and fall, noticing the cool air when you're breathing in at the tip of your nose. And studies have shown that this has a calming effect on our nervous system. So if you're wondering where kindness went, it never left. It lives in each of us. My wish for you is a joyful, peaceful, and meaningful 2026. Take care, everyone.